Hey guys, welcome back to Classic G-Body Garage. This is Brian, and 2016 is here. All right guys, 2016 is here. So guess what that means? That means a whole new year of projects, a whole new year of videos here at Classic G-Body Garage. So if you are a new viewer, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button right there. I'll put a link. And if you're a regular viewer, of course, I appreciate you guys coming back every time. All right, guys, so here we go. I'm going to walk you through each one of these cars here sitting behind me and let you know what I have in store for 2016. So here we go. All right, starting back here in the corner on the 78 Cutlass Calais. Now, this is a factory moonroof, factory 4-speed car. Go ahead and post a playlist. Click on that. And what I have going on with this one is the interior is completely gutted. So I'm going to be putting this interior all back together. As you can see, everything is pretty much apart. There's no back seat. Sorry for the light, but that is what I have to work with right now. I have carpet here from another parts car, so that's going to be going in this car. And I'm going to be getting this car back together as a good, solid, restorable car, because this car is probably going to go up for sale once I finish it. So make sure you keep up with this one. Have a lot of cool stuff going on, including getting the engine running. Once again, I have a very cool video of getting this car started for the first time, because when I bought it, it had been sitting in a garage for 17 years, and I started it for the first time in 17 years, and now it has been sitting for 3 years. So, going to be going through the engine and getting it going, getting the interior back together, and getting this car back on the road as a good running and driving restorable car. So, that is what I have going on with the 78 Calais. Now this sitting next to it is an 80 Calais T-top. Same deal with this car. The interior is pretty much all out of it. Carpet, the rear seat is out of it. Sorry, it's all dark. It has a 260 Olds in it, and it has not been running in many, many years. So another project with this one is getting this engine fired up, getting it running, because the engine out of this car is going into this 80 Cutlass Supreme. This car is going to be sold once I get it running and driving. Now this car I bought about a year ago from Washington State. Very, very clean car. It was a diesel car. So right now the previous owner pulled the engine out of it, and that is why the 260 will be coming out of the 80 Calais going into the 80 Supreme. And I do have, you say, what's going to go in this car then? Well, I have an Olds 403, and I also have an Olds 350 that I can drop into this car. So very excited to get going on both of these. So I'll be getting the engine going on this one, dropping it into this one here, the 97 Ford Ranger 5-liter 5-speed. This truck is pretty cool. Very, very fun. Did a lot of work to it in 2015. And I have another interior project as well. Interior was gutted in this thing. I put Explorer seats in it. Now I have brand new carpet, which you saw sitting on the 80 Cutlass or Calais hood there. So that carpet has to go into this truck. And we'll go ahead and get a good stereo going in it and get that thing buttoned up. My 79 Hurst Olds T-top. This car has been sitting for a very long time, as you can tell how dirty it is. Been sitting for about 10 years in my storage facility, never even touched it. Another car, I swear I have a bad habit of pulling interiors out of these cars and leaving them sit. But now, like I said, since all these cars are in my possession, I will get moving on these things, and that is another car. I plan on getting the interior back together and getting this car back on the road. I bought this car, I don't know, like 12 years ago. I drove it home from Atlanta, Georgia, and that is all I did. I drove it home, gutted the interior, and it's been sitting ever since. So shame on me for doing that and not enjoying that car, but there was good reason why I gutted that interior, and I will get to that once I get in the next video on that car. So good reasoning for all my projects. And now finally the 78 Cutlass Calais Hardtop 4-speed. This car I bought a couple years ago from Texas. Actually, no, October 2014. A year and a half ago or so. And this car I bought without a title, so I'm in the process now of doing the paperwork and getting a title for this car so I can get this car in my name, get it going. It's been sitting since 2000, as you can see right there. It's the last time this car was on the road, so it's been sitting about 15-16 years. It does have a Chevy 305 factory. The motor does turn over. It looks like hell underneath here. It turned over when I first got it. I'm going to try to crank it over again because it's been sitting outside for a long time, and I think a little bit of moisture may have gotten down on the carb, so hopefully it didn't affect anything internally. So again, I'm glad this car is inside, and that's why the rag is on top to soak up any water, because what was happening is the water was coming through the chrome trim stud right there, running down right inside the carburetor. Not a whole lot of water, but I did notice a little puddle on the air cleaner, so I put that rag there when the car was sitting outside to soak up any water. So I'm very glad this car is inside. Hopefully the engine did not lock up from that moisture getting inside the engine. So next couple videos on this car, I will be seeing if this car cranks over, and if it does, I will do a compression check on it and see if we can get this thing fired up and going. So I got a lot of projects here in 2016, as you guys can see. The 84 Silverado. This is another one that's been a long time coming. Another vehicle that the interior is out of it, but don't blame me for that because that's the way I bought this one. But basically getting this truck cleaned up and back on the road. I did a lot of work to the interior and sealing everything up. I'll go ahead and post a playlist of this one as well, but I sealed it up because it had a lot of water leaks. A lot of water was getting inside, so I'm glad it didn't have any interior. The floorboards would be probably rusted out by now, but the carpet was out of the truck, so it didn't hold any moisture. So happy about that, but glad all these cars are inside, keeping nice and dry. So I got to do an engine swap on this one. I pulled the 305, the very tired 305 out of it, and I have right around the corner here, out of sight, out of mind, is the 83 Silverado. And this one here I've had for about 10 years, I think, 10 to 12 years, I really don't know. Rusted to nothing and all beat up, and this is the engine that's going into the 84, as you can see here. So I'm gonna pull this thing out, clean it up, new gaskets, and give it new life in the 84 Silverado. So that's what I have going on, guys, for 2016. I have a lot going on. I can't really tell you just yet the first cars I'm going to be working on, but actually, you know, come to mind, the first projects, I guess, will be the 78 Calais in the corner, followed up by probably getting the 260 fired up in the Calais here and getting it ready to go into this car, because this car is definitely getting sold. Potentially going to sell that one, and then I definitely need a truck to haul the G-body parts. So those will probably be the first three projects I have going on, and of course seeing if I can get this thing cranked over. So I got a lot going on in 2016, guys, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, keeping up with my videos. And sorry if this was a long video, but it gives you guys a good picture of what I have going on here at Classic G-Body for 2016. So make sure, like I said, you're hitting that subscribe button below, checking back on a regular basis, because I have a lot of cool stuff here coming up in 2016. So until the next Classic G-Body Garage video, keep those G-Bodies rolling.